Welcome to day 170. We're in 2 Kings 12 through 13, 2 Chronicles 24. Excuse me. So, lots of books are mentioned. This is more of the same as far as the understanding of the kings. And if you notice, the names are starting to blend together. If you haven't noticed that already, it's definitely doing that. So let's talk about the books real quickly. You have... let's see, the books of the history of the kings of Judah, the books of the kings of Judah and Israel, the book of the history of the kings of Israel. So separate books for the different tribes that's going on, the Israelite tribes, the 10 tribes, and then Judah, that has a book. And then in 2 Chronicles 24 today, 27, we get the commentary on the book of the kings. So there is another different book. So I have a huge list of books that are mentioned, and these are only, each one is different, and then over here I have where they're referenced. So hopefully you keep on doing that, because obviously there are a lot of books that were written for this time period, so this information wouldn't get taken out. All right, and then we have the kings. Let's talk about the kings. So if you have your list of kings here, we have Jehoahaz dies, Jehoahaz dies of Israel. Of Judah, Joash finally dies, and his son Amaziah becomes king. From Jehoahaz in Israel, Jehoash, not Josh, but Jehoash, is Jehoahaz's son. He begins to rule in the 37th year of Amaziah, and then he reigns for 16 years, and then he dies, and his son Jeroboam II becomes king over Israel. So you have Jehoash and Joash, and then you have Josh's son Amaziah, and then you have Jehoash, his son Jeroboam II. So you have Jeroboam mentioned again, but it's Jeroboam II. So you got to keep that stuff straight, and the only way to do that is to write it down. And why is it important? Because in 2 Chronicles, it talks about, let me just read it here. Let me see if I can find it. And it was the Moabite, and there it is. 2 Chronicles 24, verse 26. So they assassinate Joash of Judah, and it says the assassins were Josachar and Jehozabad. Now, in the Kings, it doesn't say where they were from, but here in 2 Chronicles it says where they're from, and this is the key. The assassins were Josachar, the son of an Ammonite woman. They were supposed to destroy all the Ammonites. And again, over and over and over again, because of just a few decisions early on, it has just spread to the point where they're going to get kicked out. But the whole point is that Christ comes in. And then the other one was Jehozabad, the son of a Moabite woman. Okay, so lots of different attachments to lineage that is extremely important. Not that that makes or breaks anything. It's just, it lets us understand why certain things are happening. They keep turning their backs on God, and God uses the stuff that they screwed up with to come back and bite them. And he told them it would. If you remember all those times I said, if you do this, you're going to get punished. I said that over and over and over again and earlier in the Bible. Okay, Elisha dies. We're in 2 Kings 13:21. And he's buried. And let's see here. Once, and then you have some Moabite raiders invade the land each spring. And then once, when some Israelites were burying a man, they spied a band of these raiders. They hastily threw the corpse into the tomb of Elisha, and they fled. But as soon as the body touched Elisha's bones, the dead man revived and jumped to his feet. That's crazy. So we learn later on that when a woman touches Jesus's hem of his robe, she's healed of something, and just some crazy things. So Elisha and Elijah were given some pretty powerful attributes to themselves, but it all was from God. And that's what we need to realize from that. And, God has said, you left me, so I'm going to close in on your territory and take most of it away and most people away. So he's getting to the point where the exile is going to happen. So king after king after king. This is the point that is being made here. 2 Kings 13:23. But the Lord was gracious and merciful to the people of Israel because they deserved it. No, not because they deserved it. And they were not totally destroyed. He pitied them because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And to this day he has not completely destroyed them or banished them from his presence. Took them out of the land, but not from his presence. So that is so very important to understand, that all this stuff keeps happening in God's grace and mercy. He keeps sending people to help them. You have the judges, and then he sends the kings, and then the kings go bad, and blah, 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 blah. His grace and mercy abounds, and yet the worst is yet to come, and the best is yet to come. So that is your day 170. I'll see you tomorrow.